Hello, it is I. AR Smart. So yeah, Ahsoka just came out, and it's already kind of dividing fans. I wanted to give my thoughts on the show, because I've already seen how it's really dividing fans. Now, this is nothing new for Star Wars fans. We're always divided on something, which Star Wars movie is better, but already, people are like, this new Ahsoka show, it's amazing, or it sucks. It really seems to be just dividing people very quickly, and we've only got the first 2 episodes. I'm trying to stay kind of optimistic, because, there's still a lot of show left. But my initial reactions are, it doesn't suck as bad as I thought it would. It still kind of sucks, but it's not as bad as I thought. So I'm also kind of split. There's some things I really liked about the show, but there's a lot I didn't like. So I just wanted to talk about it in this video, and also it's been really interesting seeing how fans have reacted to this. Because, the discussions that I've seen have so far been pretty civil, which is uncommon for Star Wars fans, to say the least. It really just seems like people are like, what, you didn't like this? Really? What about this thing? And people are like, no, I really didn't like this thing. And oh, no, you make a good point there. And I'm like, Star Wars fans being civil? This is new territory for me. What the heck? I don't know. Maybe it's just the few I saw. Maybe it's really toxic in other places. But I don't know. I just thought that was worth mentioning. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just going to talk some general stuff about the show. I might talk spoilers towards the end of the video. So I don't know. Just be warned if you haven't watched it yet. There's definitely some Star Wars fans who have been like, oh, it's Disney, it's terrible. I'm not one of those people. I'm more of holy heck, this show is kind of boring. What's up with that? Don't get me wrong, there were some entertaining action scenes and some good stuff, but it's just for every good thing in the show, there's a bad thing. Why are all the characters so stale? Why are all the visuals so bland? Well, at least the music good. The music is really good. I'll give the show that, but the characters, man, they all just, talk with no emotion. The thing is, everyone's like, oh, Andor was so boring. It was just characters talking the whole episode. Yeah, at least the actors gave, good, compelling performances when they were talking. Have you seen some of the monologues in Andor? Dude, that's some of, the best acting I've seen in Star Wars. But, in this show, everyone's just Thrawn is coming back. It's a real problem. Don't you agree? And they're like, wow, Thrawn's coming back? Dang. That sounds bad. Or hey, we might be able to find Ezra, your friend from a really long time. Dang, it would be nice to see Ezra again. And why are all the deliveries so am I the only one who noticed this? All the characters are so boring. I don't want to spoil anything, but still, there's a character who gets hurt, and it's okay, you think this other character would react when this character gets hurt, but no, it just cuts away. And then when we see that they're just fine, which is the whole problem I have anyway, they don't even say anything. They're just oh, hey, what's up? It's where's all the emotion, huh? I guess maybe because, Ahsoka's a Jedi, she doesn't so much emotion, but, I don't know what it was. Ashley Eckstein showed a ton of emotion in the Clone Wars, I think. So, I'm not saying that Rosario Dawson is bad as Ahsoka. I think she's pretty great. But it's just, her deliveries so far in the show have been super boring for me. So, I don't know. That's just my take. And then the visuals, I want to talk about, too, because it's just, everything's just bland. Lothal is all, a whitish, plain colors, which I guess is kind of how it was in the show. But still, then the temple that the show started in, where Ahsoka goes to, was just all white and desolate. It's wow, that's super cool. Jedi Survivor got this great. When you go to the underground Jedi temples with all the puzzles in them, right? They're there's these bright gold colors, there's lush greens, and there's all the purple magic stuff. There's so many bright colors, and it's really interesting. But this one is just okay, Ahsoka's gonna go to a barren wasteland where there's nothing except a temple with a bunch of rocks. And everything's going to be the same color. It's really, guys? That's the best you'd come up with? You couldn't put any more color in there? It's so boring. I don't know. That's just another thing that bothers me. It's why are the visuals so bland? The visuals in Andor were so good. But anyway, it's just, it just bothers me. I'm never going to be able to watch Star Wars the same way again because Andor was so good. I have to keep saying it. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, it's just, I'm so sick of the volume now because it was cool in Mando Season 1 where it's wait, all the backgrounds are just one really big screen? That's crazy. That's so cool. And it's cool for, I don't know, jumping into hyperspace and a few other things. But just, now I can tell that they've just filmed this entire thing in front of a screen. It's okay, that's kind of boring. I can tell. I can tell that this was just filmed in front of that big TV screen. And the villains so far have been pretty boring, in my opinion. I definitely think there's some interesting there. Balin seems like he actually has some depth to his character. He seems like a cool guy. Rest in peace, Ray. That is very sad. He passed away right before the show came out. That is very sad. But anyway, he seems like he's gonna be a cool character. And Shin, I would let her murder me. Oh, and what's that song that Sabine was rocking out to on her speeder? I need that song. It was a banger, dude. It was so good. It was like I don't even remember how it goes. I need to listen to it again. It was such a good song, dude. Why do the droids just have like a nuke in them? It's like, oh, the droids are gonna go into self-destruct, and then Ahsoka just starts like goofy running away, and I'm like, okay, and then they just like blow up the whole planet, and I'm like, huh? What? Why is the explosion that big? It's like a bomb this big. Anyway, I'm gonna get into more like heavier spoilers now. So the last thing I'll say before I get into that is that they said you don't need to watch anything before the show. That's pretty much a lie. This is literally just Rebels Season 5. You pretty much have to have watched Rebels and a few other things to get a lot of stuff in this show. Otherwise, you're going to be very confused. Like my dad, who I was watching this with and I had to keep explaining stuff to. So it's just, I guess you technically can watch this without watching other stuff, but you're going to be missing out on a ton of stuff. Like, you're going to be like, who are all these characters? How do all these characters know each other? Should I care? Like, I really think you're going to be missing out if you haven't seen the animated series. So that just kind of sucks that they said you weren't going to need to watch them, but you really do. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to talk about some more spoiler stuff now, okay? So, first of all, why the heck did Sabine survive getting stabbed? It seems pretty, like, universal. Everyone's upset about this. Even people who like the show are like, yeah, what the heck? It's just like, why? There was no reason to have her survive getting stabbed. It's like, again? Well, like, I kind of can excuse Reva and the Grand Inquisitor getting stabbed because, you know, oh, they're dark side. They're all about revenge. You know, Darth Maul survived getting chopped in half. So, you know, getting stabbed, right? But it's like, every time someone survives it now, it's just like, it makes Qui-Gon look stupid, right? Qui-Gon got stabbed to the chest and then just immediately died because, I don't know. And the thing is, like, Qui-Gon's a Force user. And, like, Sabine, we as far as we know, she can't use the Force. So, like, why did she just not immediately die? And this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, why did we not get a scene of Ahsoka being like, oh, no, I'm going to lose another friend. Oh, my gosh, this is awful. I'm so sad. Why did we not get that? That would be such a good scene. Ahsoka wondering, like, fearing the loss of another friend would be such a good character moment to see in live action with all the, you know, complex animations that actors are capable of doing more so than an animation series. But no, it just fades to black. And then we wake up in a hospital and Ahsoka's like, oh, hey, you're finally awake. It's like, what? Is there going to be no emotion in this show? What the heck? I feel like I'm going crazy. Also, another thing, I love to see all the stupid bureaucracy stuff on Corellia. That's so funny to me. Just the fact that it's like, you got this guy talking about like, oh, we got all these, you know, different corporate levels and, you know, I'm a businessman. I gotta turn profits over my shareholders. It's just so silly to me because it makes me think like, what's workman's comp like in this big, you know, imperial factory? What are their hours? You know, what do they work? You know, it just makes me think of all these things. I find it so funny. So I don't know. I love it when they give us stupid, useless tidbits of information about Star Wars. Like obviously, you know, like oh, the galactic politics and all stuff. But like, what is it like to be just a factory worker in Star Wars? What are their lives like? I love when we see little bits of it. It's so funny to me. Oh yeah, so the big thing. There's a new galaxy now. There's never been another galaxy in Star Wars. At least not in canon, so there is now. Yay. I saw some people saying like, oh, they're gonna do the whole Yuzong Vong thing from EU. I don't know pretty much anything about that, besides like, apparently like another species comes from another galaxy and invades the galaxy. I know like a little bit, I guess, but it's like, sure, they could do that, but can't we do something that we haven't done before? I mean, it's a whole new galaxy. There's so much potential there. Can we not tread over something that another like story person or like another writer already did in like a book or a comic or wherever it's from? Like that's just my take. Like make something new. But I'll probably, you know, just it'll end up being that the Yuzong Ball will show up. That'll be the main bad guy of the Mandoverse movie. This show's gonna end with Thrawn like, we finally defeated you, Thrawn. And Thrawn's like, but you fool, you've killed by killing me. You've unleashed a far greater threat. And they're like, oh no, the Yuzong Vong are cutting. Ahsoka will return in Mandoverse, the movie, and I'm gonna... it's becoming the MCU. I hate it so much. Anyway, guys, did I mention I'm kind of obsessed with Shin Hati now? Like, holy crap, dude, I could fix her. Dude, tell me, like that dark makeup and stuff, and I know she, like, kills people and stuff, but, like, come on, dude, I could totally fix her, totally. But what's up with her name, though? Shin Hati. Huh? What's next? Ni Cuba?